What is going on, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed. Today, I want to give you guys a brief update on the development as well as the ISPO for the MAYZ protocol. Now, for those of you who are not aware of MAYZ, they're going to be a decentralized index platform building on Cardano. I recently had the pleasure of speaking with Diego Torres, who's going to be one of the co-founders and leaders of this protocol, again, building here on the Cardano network. Now, as a part of the interview that I had with Diego, we talked about what exactly MAYZ is, some of the benefits of using a platform like MAYZ, as well as some of the security measures and some of the future expectations that the community can have with respect to this protocol launching. Now, we are on the cusp of their testnet, which should be taking place very, very soon. And as soon as that platform is available, you can definitely bet that I'll be providing you guys with additional coverage surrounding that platform. Now, as a part of today's video, what I want to do is quickly jump into three separate topics. The first is going to be a sneak peek that was released by the team. I then want to jump into their ISPO, which has had a change to its structure here in the last week. And then I want to quickly touch on their founders NFT. And then they've released some sneak peeks of their user interface that I also want to take a look at. So a pretty jam-packed update here today. And as always, if you guys appreciate content like this, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding all the builders in the Cardano network, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me throughout this entire video process, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. So the very first thing I want to do is just kind of kick things off with a preview that was shared by the team. And this is going to be one of the first official looks of the MAYZ user interface that we now have. So this was posted, I believe, in late July. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But again, stay tuned here for the UI demo, which I'll be covering, which even goes into a little bit more detail surrounding their user interface. So looking there at the very top left-hand side, we have 3 sections for their menu or their navigation. We have home, funds, and orders. I believe funds is where you'll be able to view the actual funds as well as create them, depending on how you're coming into the platform. One thing to keep in mind is a platform like MAYZ will be built for regular ADA holders or users, fund creators, as well as fund managers. So regardless of which role you fit into, that particular section will be most useful to you. And then there's also that orders tab there at the very right-hand side of the 3 sections. And I believe that portion will be touching on orders that regular ADA holders put in order to get access to a particular fund. Now, if we're looking at the bigger picture here, or this particular screen, on the left-hand side there, we have buy ADA. So we can toggle between buying and selling. And then we have a conversion price as well as the timeline for which the order is valid for, and then any fees associated with that particular order. Towards the bottom there, we have a confirmation button, and then we can see exactly how many of the fungible tokens within our particular index fund we'll be receiving. Scrolling over towards the middle section here, we have the actual funds itself, which we can see all of the assets currently included. So this one appears to include Milk, Cardano, MAYZ, Ncoins, LenFi, and NMaker. We have the price, the change over the course of the last 24 hours, the fees earned by that particular index fund, as well as the TVL currently locked in ADA. We've got a visual representation towards the bottom there. And then if we look up just a little bit higher, we can see exactly how many fungible tokens we've minted, the market cap, the participation with respect to ourselves or how much we've invested into this particular fund, as well as the total amount of MAYZ delegated. One thing to keep in mind with this platform is that you will have to delegate or stake MAYZ in order to create a fund. So if you are a fund creator or a fund manager, when you actually create your fund, you will have to put up some of that MAYZ. Now, this actually incentivizes the usage and greater appreciates the value of the MAYZ token, which is going to be the governance token here on the platform. So not only can you use it for governance or driving the direction of the protocol, you actually have to use it as well in order to stake or create a fund. So that said, that's going to wrap it up for the very first portion here for today's video. Again, just quickly touching on this user interface, and we're going to be jumping into 2 more videos here at the very end of today's video to get a better look and a better feel as to what we can expect with the MAYZ protocol. So the next thing I want to jump into is going to be surrounding their ISPO, or initial stake pool offering. If you're not aware of what an ISPO is, It's basically a way for projects to quickly and easily raise funds for their protocol without actually having to do a public sale or in anticipation of a public sale, maybe that's being done in the future. So this particular ISPO has had an update, and I want to quickly touch on exactly what that is. So towards the very top, they basically break down the fact that their MAYZ tokens allocated for their ISPO did not get distributed as quickly as they would like. And so in order for them to make this a little bit more enticing for the community, they're actually upping the ante, and they're going to be doubling the total amount of MAYZ, which is going to be given out to the participants of their ISPO. Now, this is going to be with respect to 100 ADA delegated to the ISPO, which is now going to be earning delegators 3 MAYZ tokens, again, per 100 ADA delegated to their stake pool. If you want to find out more about their stake pool, you can check it out on explorers such as Pool PM or Sea Explorer, and their ticker is going to be 1MATE. So it states here, considering the circumstances and the fact that over 95 million MAYZ tokens are still awaiting ISPO distribution, according to their tokenomics, which is quite a bit, we've decided to launch an enhanced ISPO with the following changes. So with respects to their rewards, 3 MAYZ will be given out per every 100 ADA delegated per epoch. Again, their stake pool ticker is going to be MAYZ, and I actually apologize. It looks like it has been updated, so it's now going to be MAYZ, but it was previously known as 1MATE. Now, the duration will continue or will be ongoing for the ISPO until all 95 million MAYZ tokens have been distributed. So this is actually one of the things that I like about an ISPO just like this, is the fact that they're not capping or restricting themselves with the actual timeline. With a lot of different ISPOs, they kind of give a deadline in which, regardless of how much of the tokens have been distributed, the ISPO wraps up. Now, you definitely don't want the ISPO taking too long, but the fact that they're not capping themselves off here, I think personally, is a plus. So again, keep in mind that this will be ongoing until all 95 million MAYZ tokens have been distributed to the community. Now, with respect to the start, it began on epoch number 433 or August 28th. And I believe this is going to be the new structure because right now it is August 20th at the time that I'm shooting this video. So in 8 days, we can expect for these changes to go ahead and take effect. Now, this is going to end again when the 95 million MAYZ have been distributed with a vesting period of 10 epochs from the start of delegation. If you guys want more information surrounding the actual ISPO, as well as the distribution platform that they'll be using, you can head over to MAYZ.io, which is going to be their official website. Now, last but not least, it states that in addition to this, as a token of appreciation for those who are really behind their project and contributing, they want to go ahead and provide an additional reward. So there is a bonus structure, which includes the following. If you stake and delegate for 10 consecutive epochs, you'll get a 10% reward. If you delegate and participate for 20 consecutive epochs, there'll be a 20% bonus reward. And then for members who delegate for 30 consecutive epochs, there will be a 30% reward. Now, a crucial note to note here is that if a user moves their funds or their delegation for even a single epoch, they will forfeit the bonus while retaining their base amount, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be the 3 MAYZ per 100 ADA. So that's going to be it there for the updates surrounding their ISPO. And moving things right along, I want to quickly touch on their founders NFTs. So if you don't want to participate, or if maybe your ADA is locked up somewhere else and you're not able to join their ISPO, don't be discouraged. They do also have their founders NFTs, which will give you access to 12,500 of the MAYZ tokens in exchange for 500 ADA. I'll go ahead and leave that address down below in the video description if you guys want to support the MAYZ token by purchasing one of their founders NFTs. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to provide any additional utility for the founders NFTs, but you can imagine that, being an early adopter for a platform like this could pay dividends in the near future. So that said, let's go ahead and jump into the very last piece here, which again, this is just a reminder that 75% of their founders NFTs have already been minted with about 100 left. So if I'm doing my math correctly, which I'm not a mathematician, that appears to me that there's going to be a total of 400 of these founders NFTs, of which 300 have already been sold. So that's going to wrap it up again for that particular piece. We've touched on the brief UI review. We've touched on their ISPO as well as their founders NFT. The very last thing I want to jump into, and arguably the most interesting piece here, will actually be the demo, which was released by the team. Now I'm going to be playing just two videos or two pieces of the demo here, but there are actually, I believe, 4 or 5 different pieces. So make sure to head over to their official Twitter and follow the MAYZ team in order to get all the details as soon as they are released. Now, this very first video will be touching on just connecting your wallet and viewing the portfolio or funds that are available. And then the second piece will jump into delegating or making a purchase using the MAYZ protocol. Keep in mind that this is a work in progress and this is not going to be the final product, but it is always good to see, what we can expect from some of these protocol builders on the Cardano network. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the video. And at the top right-hand corner there, we have the ability to connect our wallet. They're going to select Eternal. There's also the option for Yoroi. We can see some of the funds that are listed, their price, the 24-hour change, as well as the fees earned by those particular funds and the TVL associated with each fund. Clicking on a fund, we can see the total amount of tokens, the market cap, the participation from the particular user, the amount of MAYZ delegated, and then we can jump into some of the details where here we can view the actual portfolio and see how it's been performing. Jumping into the next tab, I'm going to roll the second video before we close this out today. And here we can go ahead and actually participate. And I believe what they're going to go ahead and do is stake some of the MAYZ tokens here in order to participate. So let's see here. They might actually be providing ADA. Let's see. Looks like they're going to be providing LenFi, excuse me. They're then going to set the amount that they want to tip. And then they're going to go ahead and create their order. They're going to review the order and then confirm that. And I assume that somewhere in between there, they have to sign their transaction and then they can jump over into their portfolio. So from here, you can see all of the assets that this particular connected wallet has. And I believe, again, that that's going to take us through today's video. Again, if you guys want to find out more about MAYZ, then definitely make sure to go ahead and check out their official website, which is available at mayz.io. To kind of give you guys my closing thoughts here, it's really good to see the development progress that this particular team has made. I just released a video touching on some of the key things to watch out for builders in the bear market, and fundamental analysis and progress was one of those things. And as you guys just saw there, a ton of progress coming in from the MAYZ official team. So I'll be keeping an eye out on this particular project. As I mentioned, we can expect for their testnet to be coming online very soon. And as soon as it does, I'll be providing you guys with additional updates. Now, there's been a flurry of information and a flurry of just kind of curiosity surrounding the index platforms building on Cardano, with MAYZ being one of those projects. And I think this is really going to be good, given the fact that not only are they going to have competitors, but they're going to have something to give the community that is going to be a first offering of its kind on the network. Now, platforms like Ethereum already have index fund platforms or index fund protocols, but Cardano has yet to get one, right? So we're now expecting MAYZ amongst Linkage Finance and Matera to also be providing a similar protocol. Again, I'll be keeping you guys updated here. And if you guys have any questions for me surrounding MAYZ, what they're building, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you learned anything along the way, or if you just found this video to be informational and helpful, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. And if you have any questions for me about anything we touched on as a part of today's video, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.